Hello everyone, so we're watching crowbcat's video comparing Left 4 Dead 4
Ashton of Turtle Rock Studios. This is
to
pretty
Back
exciting for
4
all us Left 4
Blood.
Dead fans. Of course, you guys
And
know.
anyways, Vile, let you explain what Back 4 Blood is. You are the normie expert here. Break it down.
I'm explaining she.
Do you know about Back 4 Blood?
Black for Blood is basically like a Left 4 Dead, but I definitely played it that one time, and then I was like, you know what? It's not interesting. So I hopped out of that game.
Fair enough. Codes, your thoughts?
Never touched it.
Okay.
I have a hat. I never touched it though.
Okay.
You have a hat?
He refuses to touch it because it's 30 FPS on PS4 Pro, so he's not touching it until it's the PS5 version. So that's Codes.
Dude, as I said before, 30 FPS makes me sick.
Dude, it's starting to make me sick too. I'm not gonna lie.
Like I don't mean like I mean it literally like gives me a headache and dude, no.
But for me, anyone who knows, so the whole thing is we're gonna sit here and be comparing Left 4 Dead compared to Back 4 Blood. This might be a weird surprise. I actually do like Back 4 Blood, not that much. I do see the people's beef with it. A lot of people are saying Left 4 Dead is better, but to me, it's like I think Back 4 Blood does do things better. So basically, again, anti-crowbcat thing more than anything. And what about Left 4 Dead? What's your guys' experience with Left 4 Dead? Vile, you first.
My experience.
Yeah.
I played it with a bunch of friends. It was decent.
Intriguing.
Killing zombies.
Okay.
Oh yes. Yeah,
Well, would you say the game's good or is
It's a 4 out of 10.
Oh wow, that's kind of
Hit
low.
me in the comments.
Fair enough. Codes.
running it old school style on the 360? Oh boy, it was okay.
Okay, what do you rate it then?
Sounds like a
4 or 5.
Damn, wow. Okay,
Oh.
So yeah, some of y'all. Oh, God, I thought y'all were gonna suck his dick.
It was a 7 before they patched the glitch that lets you unload everything in one shot.
Ooh, that sounds sick. Damn. Oh wow. Anyone knows for me, I was someone that was super hyped. Everyone was like, "Oh, Left 4 Dead, so great, so great." And then I finally played it one time, and just something about it I didn't really like that much. I didn't find satisfying. Yeah, I was overhyped myself. Oh, it's gonna be great. It's a zombie game, and I played. I'm like, I don't like this.
Would you try mods?
Well, my thing is the reason it's the same reason like I always exclude mods. It's because like I want to enjoy the base game for what it is. And homie, I only recent-ish as a grown-ass motherfucker got access to PC and even knew what mods were. Most people don't even know. Like that's the thing I hate when people bring mods. Is the thing it's like, dude, that's not a good enough excuse at all. Period. The base game has to be fucking good. If you say mods, like dude, then that's the excuse for every fucking game, which is bullshit.
That's why it's a 4.
Though I will
Otherwise,
say,
without mods,
the
it would
mod
be a
versions
0.
all mods do, in my opinion, just make it funny. Like Left 4 Dead just gives it like a more comedic value. That's it. It doesn't largely make the game any better, in my opinion. So even with the mod argument, it still falls apart, you know.
I got the waifus.
See, there you go.
So it made it
are always top tier.
far made better.
Actually, this is funny. Speaking of this, because earlier before we did the podcast, I was watching people play fucking. They had Among Us, or not Among Us, the little funny dudes from Fall Guys as the zombies. A waifu gun. Someone had a waifu skin from Bocchi the Rock, and a little shit from an anime was one of the enemies, and then fucking Shrek was like the berserker. I was like, dude, this is hilarious.
Holy shit!
You know, it's funny to watch. That's like a one-time thing, you know. Like imagine if that was the game, you probably wouldn't give a fuck.
For all the amazing work, Left 4 Dead, and now you're building this
By the way,
legacy
same
with this new
developers,
zombie
so-
co-op shooter.
Wait, what is
tell us
this?
about, Chris?
Well, we wanted to do more and
Back
bigger, right?
4
The
Blood.
Game Awards?
Okay,
Here we go.
Valve,
There's
it's basically saying that Valve carried Left 4 Dead, and to be honest, it seems kind of a douche thing to say. But to be fair, a lot of Valve games are just mods, like Counter-Strike. So I think that could be the point, is that the source engine was really good, which to be fair, it seems to be pretty good. I mean, Titanfall 2 runs, and if that's the case, whatever. So I think that's something people have a problem with crowbcat. The way he words things make it seem really
Gameplay
whatever.
reveal of Back 4 Blood.
Pause.
Seeing Ninja's Back 4 Blood, right? Like,
These
good.
shoes was on point that day.
Like, this doesn't look good. I have to agree. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and chill booty water shit. And this is from what I heard, like, the fuck? By the way, that's still in game. Okay, so I'll say this much. A lot of this has been patched. Apparently, this is still in the game. So this is still in. Magic Door. Well, I feel like Left 4 Dead zombies will fall for that, too. So that doesn't seem special to me. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's funny.
Like, oh.
That's a negative. No, wait, what? Wait, what the fuck?
How we couldn't get through the door?
Like, that's objectively bad. I'm not gonna sit here and chill stupid.
That's
shit.
kind of funny.
Hey, those enemy designs look pretty cool, though. Well, so someone just gets fucked. I don't think that bad to me. Okay, yeah, that is some mad delay. That is some fat delay. And then he puts Left 4 Dead.
I like that.
Since killing zombies is
transition.
such a big part of this game, we invested a lot of time into making their death animations more dramatic.
Okay, so
than
this
simple
is something
ragdolls.
that's really interesting.
We had a professional stuntman on motion capture stage perform about 100 different dying animations from different kinds of weapons and hit from different directions, like from the
I'm
front
seeing a
wall.
trend.
Ooh,
Crowcat
100?
really likes attention to detail.
We then combined these mocap animations with the physics-driven ragdolls. The result is a really cinematic experience, with
you
zombies that stumble
not?
for a few steps into a wall, then slide down the wall and collapse, for example.
I mean, like I said,
It's
I
the
care
best
about gameplay over everything. As anyone should. He's gonna compare them too, so you guys see how they flop, and then they just.
I
Here's
can't
what's
tell
really
which one's
funny.
rich.
He's right. This is objectively everything is straight up better in Left 4 Dead. Here's what's really fucking funny, and I want to make my point why gameplay is always superior. The zombies feel better to shoot in Back 4 Blood than Left 4 Dead. It's really weird, and I don't know why. And I remember some YouTuber basically said in short, it feels like you're shooting cardboard. And let's see, hopefully you might show us it again. And that's what's really weird. Like, you see it, like, you look at it, and this looks like, oh, whatever. But something about when you shoot them, like, it just is unsatisfying. And it's funny, it's just the same thing as, like, in Counter-Strike, when you kill someone, it feels satisfying when you just ding, and then they, whatever. Maybe it was just Left 4 Dead 1, who knows? Maybe Left 4 Dead 2 feels way better. I could be off on this. But, like, I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. The game feel is something you can't show. You have to feel it. And here's the reason why. Like, when you saw how he shoots earlier, like, when they just stop, you see, that's the problem. The problem is they just kind of stop, and it feels like you're shooting through them, not at them. Like, there's no pushback. That's what it is. See, you notice that there's no pushback on them. Like, notice how these zombies, like I said, it is worse. I'm not denying it. You see how they die? Like, okay, look at how those shots felt. Did it feel like you were shooting anything? Like, just look at it. Like,
And collapse, for example.
like, sure, they have good
That's the best of
animations,
them.
but, like, look at how stale, like, even, like, look at how the gun recoils, but it feels like they don't interact with the recoil or any sense. You get what I'm saying, right? Do you guys get what I'm
Oh,
saying?
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Like, it almost as if you shoot and then, like, they die and they just play the animation and that's it. It feels like they don't
like-
actually
it's like-
interact with the bullets.
On top of that, I don't really see the bullets. I feel like you're just shooting air.
Exactly. And that's what's interesting about, you guys have to understand, game design is so, it's not as simple as something like, yeah, they're well animated, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't have good physics to interact with the world. And actually, Gabe Newell said something. He says that people will get annoyed if when you say you shoot the wall and it feels like it's not interacting back, your ego kicks in and you don't like the environment because it feels that it's ignoring you. And that's something that Left 4 Dead has. Like, yeah, you have the source engine, good animations, but something about, I feel like the engine was built great for enemies that, like, here's the reason why. When you shoot the zombies in here, it takes barely any shots to kill them. So it's like, there's no gratifying. They don't have, like, what's important is when they're running at you, it feels like the bullets almost don't matter. They only initially feel something when they die. And Counter-Strike has this, like, you shoot, it's like, oh, they kind of, like, the bullets don't affect them, right? And then when they die, it's like a satisfying dun, and then they flock back. Like, you feel that impact. Like, and there it feels good because the enemy you're facing is a person that's armored up and is supposed to take a hit. Or you get a fat headshot, it's a single shot, and then you see their body just flop back. The second you added animations, you ruin that cycle. And the fact that they have to be zombies and keep running at you also ruins the cycle. You know what I'm saying? Like, the core of Valve's engine and how it was meant for Counter-Strike doesn't suit the zombie aesthetic at all. The animations are objectively good. We can all agree on that. They're better. But the way the engine and the physics were not designed for 3 critical components. Anyone knows anything about game design? This is the kind of thing, man. I've seen this in the Deus Ex thing. They changed one component about the game, just something about, like, adding more ammo or whatever, and then they had to rewrite everything else for the entire fucking game because it messed with the balance. They changed 3 core components of this, so no wonder it doesn't feel good to shoot the zombies. And at the end of the day, the game can look as good as it fucking wants. We can all agree. Everybody, even if you're a normie, we've all played a game where, like, this doesn't feel good, I don't want to play it. You don't even give a shit how interesting, how good the story is. If something just straight up doesn't feel good, nothing matters. That's why gameplay will always be number one. And it can be something as subtle. And again, you can have things in your mind, developers, this is your no. It can look as good as you fucking want and objectively good. But if that shit don't feel good, doesn't matter. And that's why playtesting is immaculately important. And from the right people. Don't listen to morons who don't know shit. There are some people who unironically are garbage. Like, some people will sit here and eat shit and be like, yo, this tastes good. Like, literal shit. And we call them weirdos. So anyone wants to give me in the comments, like, no, all I'm saying is I'm helping do game. No, I am helping develop for a fighting game. And fighting games objectively and subjectively have some of the best hit animations, period. Like, I've sat for an hour just doing DP and down heavy with Ryu in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. And that has some of the best animations and feeling punches in a video game, period. Get anyone, I don't care if they're a Counter-Strike player, fucking legal, I don't give a fuck. Tell them, press down heavy punch, and then their brain will be like, oh, like they'll feel that shit. They'll be like, damn, that's good. You know? You can just watch Third Strike, bro. Just watch Third Strike, and you're like, damn, that feels good. You ain't even playing it, but it feels good, bro. There's a whole video, check it out. Street Fighter 3's amazing animation, you know? Enough said. But you gotta have your animation correlate with your gaming, and believe it or not, the more realistic an animation is, that doesn't always necessarily make it better. But that's enough of my game dev talk, and explains why I'm the lead animate fighting choreograph designer for the game I'm working at. Cannot get into details, but regardless, as you guys can tell, I am qualified for my position. Would you not say, Mr. Vile?
You know what? Get a trophy.
Anyways, let's continue. Enough of my point, but that's why I literally can't play it for dead. I do think there's a lot of components that are better. See, look, I like that they even, okay, the flop is trash. Oh, see, look how they go back. It feels like your gun has impact. That's why it does. It oddly feels better. So for this one, 100%, fight me, crowbcat. Like, it just feels better. It's weird, but they are better animated. Like, I found that interesting. I was like, I wish they actually added that to these guys. Like, they flop back if they die instantly rather than headshot. But let's say if you shot them in the gut, then this would be more satisfying. You get what I'm saying? I feel this would be more satisfying if I did like a burst shot. Because in my mind, I've already established, oh, I didn't use a big gun, right? But the problem is, like, all the guns feel like that. Minus the shotgun, but they have to be so close. And I've mentioned before, shotguns don't work like that. The bullets don't magically disappear. You know motherfuckers hunt ducks with that shit, right? Do you know how high in the sky ducks are?
It's a Pacific shotgun, I believe. I don't think like
no, that's
I
a specific
like...
gauge. That's a specific gauge. That's not buckshot. Thank you. The shotgun still has the same shit. It's the fucking ammunition, dog.
Wait. Say that again.
Code?
Oh, what was it called?
Bird.
No. The what makes it go longer though?
Ammunition instead of ammunition.
Whatever.
But
no, at the end of the day, so all the gun is it's a thing. The way a gun, okay, so give me a bit of the gun knowledge for you guys, is guns determine their distance, whatever. The main thing obviously is gunpowder. How much do you fucking put in that shit, right? And then what are you launching, right? Like if something's super heavy and you put like barely any gunpowder, that bitch ain't going far, right? There's a reason cannons go fairly far. Yeah, they have, you know, big old round balls, but do you guys see how much fucking gunpowder they use? But now we have modern guns where you get aerodynamic ass small pieces of metal that are designed great for penetration or whatever your situation is, and then you don't put that much gunpowder in the casing. You either put like some that's really combustible, less combustible. That's why like it does matter your ammunition. But more importantly, what really determines length, especially still to this day, is like, oh, gun barrel length, right? Like that's why you see, and not always, right? Like obviously, ammunition now, like let's say you get a bullet.
What are you saying?
Whatever
it's ammunition.
Shut up! I'm Mexican. Leave me alone. But you're saying, like, the Uzi you can reach. Everybody looks at an Uzi like, yeah, it has a short barrel, and even its ammunition ain't that strong, whatever. But like, it's still like way better than old Sentry. You know, like literally a modern handgun and like submachine guns can go further than a lot of the shit from way back then because we were more efficient with what we're given. But back in the day, when you see how it was, we had a lot of gunpowder, put a fucking round ball, sometimes even random shit in there, Billy. Like that's the blunderbuss. But what did you see? Those things had long ass fucking barrels. Right? Even snipers, would we all agree? Long ass barrels. And that's so it can be more accurate.
The trajectory and distance
exactly
is rifling in the barrel.
There you go. And what do shotguns fucking have? Long ass barrels. 90% of the bitch is a barrel.
A shotgun doesn't really have much rifling in it.
Exactly. So now can we just end shotguns having no range in some games, bro? It's so fucking stupid. When people, again, go back to Resident Evil 4, when people say, oh, it's more realistic. Like, no, that's how you know you play too much video games. Because only video games...
There's one game that did shotguns good. That's Battlefield.
Oh, well, it's Battlefield. Of course they know how to do shotguns. And oddly, Japanese games, for some reason, too. They're like, you know what? Yeah, you can shoot this shotgun from half a... You know, actually, The Last of Us did shotguns pretty good, too. Oddly enough. Shout out to The Last of Us' riot gun. That bitch can shoot mid-range. But the thing is, why does it do less damage? Because pellets, they spread. I know even the average gamer knows that much. You know, they're spread. You know, that's why you can hit so many enemies. The reason you do more damage up close is not because it's fucking... Well, I mean, part of it is if they're close enough. All guns do more damage up close. That's just facts. Because there's less distance traveled and less energy wasted. But all the pellets are hitting you. That's why there's more damage. Because if anything, there's more objectively from mid-range because now the pellets are hitting everywhere, not just one spot. So that's enough about me ranting about fucking shotguns and shit. So I'm not a gun expert, but I know enough. All right, I'll say that much. I don't know why we went to that gun tangent. I don't know. Ooh, okay, so they just get up. Okay, I see that. I mean, you know what I think it is? The environment is kind of whack. Like, I have to agree. I feel like the environment and the engine just doesn't...
We treat the infected horde as a major character in Left 4 Dead and spend a lot of effort in making their movements believable. Common hordes stagger around, cough, vomit, fight amongst themselves, lean against walls, sit on the ground, and lie down as part of their wandering behaviors. When they see a survivor, they become enraged, taking off a full sprint, leaning into their
I called it. I think the environment and the immersion is a lot stronger in Left 4 Dead. I'll give them that.
Oh, my Kamatol got a perfect because they suck.
I don't feel like I'm rushed in Back 4 Blood. I'll give them that. I think they just made it easier because some people complain about Left 4 Dead and how. See, I like how they
wanted to express this rage in their faces as well.
But my problem is I feel like the way they hit you doesn't really feel like you're getting hit. You know what I'm saying? Like look at how it's animated. Like look at how basically look at the screen. Like here, okay, this is trash. I'm gonna keep it real. Left 4 Dead is just straight up better. Like they're both bad-ish, but in different ways.
Almost to express this rage in their
some, but like I don't know. It's something subtle. I don't think it's the best.
Faces as well.
It's not bad. I'm not saying
efficient ways for each member of the
but it could
horde
be
to make
better.
intense facial expressions.
Yeah, there's no facial expressions, but it could just be because of the type of zombies. But at the end of the day, when you work on modern engines, it's just a bitch. Like at the end of the day, I think this is more of a. I think if the argument is that the engine for Valve is better than whatever shit they're using here, I mean, it could be Unreal. By the way, I'm actually using Unreal 5, and Unreal 5 is pretty okay. It's just that modern, it's a lot. People are just lazy, and then when you have big corporations over you, like maybe the devs are doing fine, but with Valve, they're like, it's a mod, like, okay, here, free roam, right? So it could be the debate of engines and people who are developing, because when you have someone over your neck, oh, this has to be out by this year, that just ruins everything. So I think a part of it could just be due, because like I said, I do actually find Back 4 Blood fun. I think about this. I think we can agree that Left 4 Dead objectively is better than Back 4 Blood. I don't think anyone's arguing that. Like, I've seen, like, the game had a really shitty launch, Back 4 Blood. Heck, and it's only 30 FPS. That's trash. Like, that's unacceptable. I agree. If you're not using current gen. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, say what we will on paper, yada, yada. Me, you know, I have good taste in games and I understand stuff to a level that I'm deving. I prefer playing Back 4 Blood. That itself does say something. So I don't think it's on the dev team. I think it's whatever their position was and what their hands were tied. Whether it be the engine or they were pressed for time. So I'll give credit for the developers where it's at, you know, shit, or even what the vision is, you know. So I'll say that much. But that's why I think that in this way, he's not giving shit to the dev, right? This is no commentary. But I do like how they knock him back. I think the knockback. But the problem is, like, you know what my problem is with this animation? My problem is not how the zombies are, but the way the gun's animated. You have such little time to see the gun, it feels like you're not hitting anything. And again, going back to fighting game animations, you gotta exaggerate. If they really wanted to do it, we see it in Call of Duty. You guys notice that when they butt something, everybody here has seen how you do melee with like a shotgun, right? In any game, and you see how they always have the butt of the shotgun in front of them, and for like a couple seconds, and then they wind it back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have that, so then people can have the visual clarity, like, I hit them. They need that oomph. Or like, look at cartoons, there's over exaggerations. These are called key poses, and you hold them. The longer you hold them, the more people you need it for recognition and to also confirm, yes, I hit them. So it's funny. Like, again, I like the first one was good. You can see I like how they go off the wall, right, and get back at you. Great, I think that's actually good. But the shotgun ruins. I think the punch one is better, but the shotgun one is ass because you just don't see it. And this is living proof that it came almost as a mod. There's no real animation budget put into it. And I think the other reason too, I think these devs are okay, but because most of the work's already done by the Valve engine, they didn't put that much effort. So when they actually these are bad too. These aren't even. You know, I gotta agree. The melee in this game is ass as well. So I never used it because they're not. No offense to them. No offense to them. They're just not real developers. Let's just keep it 100%. Like, homie, you're going off a fucking.
Gosh, damn.
No, because they don't. I just have high standards. It's like. They're more like modders than actual developers. Being a modder and being a developer are not the fucking same thing, dog. You are adding something that already exists. When you go and have to do something on your own from scratch, it's not the fucking same, dog. It is not. That's why modders are modders. They're not fucking developers. Very few can make the transition. Fair enough. And at the end of the day, it's a lot of people doing a lot of shit. You know, so in this one, I will actually give shit to the dev team. It's like, homie, why can you not animate a punch? Like, FPS has got this down. They got it down. They follow the rules of animation. It's not unique to fighting games. Like, it lasts longer, but somehow the punch is worse than the other one. And yeah, I get the point they're
It was a
making
challenge
is
to
no
create this diversity
interactivity.
of looks for common infected, and take advantage of unique clothing or uniforms in specific areas. For instance, lots of TSA agents are spawned in the airport,
No, that makes sense. I
hospital
think that's just
patients around the
common sense.
hospital,
That's nice
cops in the
attention to
streets,
detail.
office employees in the
But it's
offices,
not too hard. I think
etc.
that's just common sense,
It helped
right?
to reinforce
Like,
the
oh,
sense of
factory
a vast
dudes
epidemic.
are factory.
We wanted to
oh.
add further variety to Left 4 Dead 2's campaigns, so we extended this notion when we added the Mudman, the Clown, the Construction Worker, and the Riot Cop.
Again, easier to do this stuff if you're already at. I think part of this is the problem with modern graphics. So you notice how the zombies stood out in Left 4 Dead, right? But look at how everything just kind of blends in. And this is a huge. I think this is the problem with modern. The only reason you stick out is because your gun is a higher resolution than everything. It's like, this is why I don't think 4K textures are great or being over realistic, because then everything just blends in, because you're looking at this at a 2D plane. This is not 3D like real life. Things that are closer to you, what your vision is or what you're focusing on, will speak out more. Like, good example, you should have an outline. This should be a higher res. There should be individual lighting on them. That's what Doom did, so the characters could stick out more. Everything be this should not be a high resolution. It should be a lower resolution. You should not have to exaggerate. You don't have to put all these fine details. Just put enough to convince people, because guess what? When you're playing, you're gonna be focused on what's paying attention. See, like this ladder, let's say you don't interact it, just make it subtle. But if you can destroy it, okay, make it whatever. But things like, oh, let's say maybe this tree's important. Make it a higher resolution and give it its own individual lighting so it sticks out. So when someone's like, oh, let me try to figure out a puzzle, this sticks out. You know, this is a background. This is an unimportant item. All the enemies that are important, they're dead. This is decoration. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is good. I will say this. They made the things that are important, they stick out compared to the dead bodies, but everything's too high res and almost anything doesn't blend in. The only thing that it doesn't blend in is you guys see, oh, I'm not supposed to, you know what I'm saying? It's just something subtle. Again, game design. And I think it's just a modern video game problem. It's like, you focus too much on graphics, you start to lose visual consistency. Would you not agree, Val? Would you not think that it's harder to find shit in modern games? Because now everything's too high res and texture, so it just all fucking blends in. I've seen Apex players complain the fuck out of this.
Yeah, I could see it.
So yeah, if anything, better graphics is worse. It's objectively worse than the video game experience. It makes you feel less. Like, I will say this, I feel nothing from the environments in this game. Like, the zombies feel better to shoot, but that's fine. Like, I will say this, in Left 4 Dead, I feel like I don't get lost. Like, when I did go around, I can find my way, quarters, and if I was lost, I realized it's for a reason, but I can make my way around. But modern games, I'm like, bro, somehow this all just looks the fucking same. Oh god, it's tweaking. I'm gonna say both are bad games, but for different reasons. I'll say that. I just find one more enjoyable than the other. That's, you know, subjective. That's really what I can make out.
Players spend the vast majority of their time shooting the common infected. We wanted to improve the feedback and visceral nature of this experience.
I like that.
You shoot off limbs.
I like that right there.
Now, in Left 4 Dead 2,
it's okay,
there are
it's not
43 unique ways to damage an infected.
Or dying light.
Because many of these wounds are non-fatal, players are able to wound an
Again, this
infected
would
more
be
than once,
better
resulting in about
if
780
just
possible damage
the
combinations.
way the gun shoot and everything else about, like, it would be so much better for that. The sword feels like shit in this game. See, like, it doesn't feel like there's really just, oh, cut, that's it, done. Like, and again, because of that pushback in the way it is objectively animated, but if you, ooh, actually it's good, but I see what he's saying. There's no unique, like, it's basic. Yeah, see, look, like, the explosion, like, they were just, oh, whatever. But here they're gonna be pieces, right? Called it. Look, there's even guts! There's guts hanging! Yeah, no, that is straight up better. But again, I'll say this, you can put all the flair you want. Those things are a bonus. At the end of the day, how does it feel? Okay, that looks like it would feel good. I'm not gonna say. I'll give them that. The explosions look great. That is trash. That is a trash explosion.
What?
That was pretty good. But my problem is, here's the reason why again, you can do all you want, but because in my brain I already established it doesn't feel good. Like, I like the explosion, but like, I feel like nothing looking at the zombies drop, because I already know objectively in my brain it's already instilled. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like they're zombies. It feels like I'm shooting cardboard. It's just in my brain now. I mean, I'm gonna be done bringing that point up. And somehow these fuckers feel better when they're in almost every single way worse. Straight up. Outside of the way they get shot back, never did. This is what it is. They're both bad games, but one does a better job of actually immersing you into the world than the other. I think that's what this is. Oh, no destructibility. Look, this is what your nice graphics do. Oh yeah, everything's nice, but you can't really interact with anything. That one.
The environments in Left 4 Dead are geometrically complex and littered with.
I think that's just lazy.
But and then true. I agree. It is definitely laziness. I agree with you on that as well. I can say you can still make things look good and destructible for sure. But the thing is, you have less. You can't make as much destructible stuff.
Battlefield proved it.
I like that you bring Battlefield. You're not. But here's the thing. Did you notice about Battlefield is that there's a lot of big destructible objects, but not a lot of little stuff. Believe it or not, depending on the number of items you have, that can make a difference. But no, you're not wrong. Like, it is definitely laziness. You're not wrong. It takes effort. And again, going back, that's why I said it's Valve. This is already pre-built in. You just, oh, here's my chair. Models are set. let me just put it, and boom, done. It's already built in. Whereas with these new games, you have to build in, or I mean, like say, I'm assuming Unreal, like I'm working with Unreal, you have to put in, is it destructible or not? And if I'm going to be honest, it's not that much more effort to put in. But they probably prioritize graphics. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's an example. You put a high-res, oh, let me make this chair look god tier. But now because you wasted all your RAM limitation on how good they look, you now don't have extra headroom to make them destructible because that would destroy your fucking frame rate.
That would be so hilarious.
So in a sense, yeah, part of it is the engine. Like, they're both fairly easy to work on, but just one had a better... And here's the thing. Unreal is more flexible.
No way.
Unreal is straight up more flexible. Cap, it's more flexible. But
they stole that from Call of Duty 4. You shoot the
wrong.
TV and then it just flops like that. Come on now.
But I think what they have preset, I'll say this, the presets for Unreal are garbage. I'll tell you that. You have to fuck with it. Some of them are really bad. Like, dude, did you guys know Unreal Engine by default, 5 by the way, has fucking ray tracing enabled by default? You have to turn that shit off. I fucking hate that. Like, bro, do I look like I want to have my FPS be ass? No. The presets for some engines are just straight up trash. I'll vouch as someone who's working on Unreal Engine 5. Like, why is ray tracing on by default? Why is some of this random ass shit I do not want or need on by default? Why am I, if I have some texture thing, let's say I download some assets, why am I getting the 4K one? I don't need that shit. Make that bitch 720p. Miss me with that shit, because I established I don't want high-res background textures. Too distracting. I want that shit to be looking PS2 as fuck.
Might as well just have a black background.
Yeah, so Michael the Zombies, everything else is perfect. Absolutely. That's the Valve engine at its best. That is trash.
Yo.
Oh, but I do like that. You see that.
Oh, that's overkill, but I appreciate it.
Right? That is definitely
that was Life 4 Dead, right? The one that didn't
this
blow
restaurant
up?
was one of the first areas we populated with tables and chairs. In early playtests, the survivor would pop a boomer, and the resulting pool was flying everywhere. It was a great effect. We decided to furnish a few more areas like this, so that more players would be likely to experience it.
I'm gonna bring one of the developers. I'm like, hey, so shoot at this. Tell me what's gonna happen.
And my thing is, you don't have, not every game has to have everything lockable and shit. Always talk about the lighting. See, but there's bullet imprints.
Yeah.
So we have imprints in the walls when we shoot. Like, yeah, but that's already built into the Valve engine. I know because that's something Gabe Newell talked about. Like, if I shoot at a wall, I want to be able to see the holes where I shot. That's something he specifically said.
Yeah, I would like that too.
Players carry flashlights to illuminate the environment.
You need to have just enough.
These shadowcasting light sources not only add surface richness and provide important visual depth cues, they tie it to gameplay.
Immersive, everything breakable, but have just enough of everything where they don't look at it anymore. You know, a good example. Look at the floor, right? You don't think about it, but if you look at it long enough, you're like, hey, yo, that's a fucking picture. Like, am I not wrong? Like, look at it, like, right? We didn't think about it. But now that we're staring at it, we can't unsee it. We're like, yo, that's literally a picture of a piece of wood. That's not great. And is that piece of dirt over the wood? What is going... You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to do good enough job so people don't look at it. Because if you stare long enough, like, oh, those aren't... That's not trees. That's literally a JPEG of fucking leaves over some shit. But guess what? From far away, and if you're moving around, like you're saying, like you see these, like you see the top right and the bottom where the wood is, you're like, okay, yeah, that does not look good. That's a PS2, PS1 looking shit. But from a distance, and if you're moving fast, hey, that looks like a legit forest in real life. Am I not wrong? And it's not distracting. Yeah. If a zombie comes at you, look at the model, look at the character model. Doesn't that stand out way harder than this forest background? And even the lights. Look at that. Again,
because a player's flashlight is attached to his or her weapon, the light becomes pointed off to the side when reloading or performing a shove attack. Like so many of Left 4 Dead's game mechanics, this encourages cooperation, as players know they may be left in the dark if they choose to reload at the wrong moment.
Don't worry, guys, on my next video, I'll expose everything that...
Oh, they got rid of a gameplay mechanic. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. So I see in the old one, you could melee at the right time as a timing thing, so you don't get command grabbed. In here, you're just fucked. Interesting. I respect that. Yeah, no, I think what I'm said Left 4 Dead doing that. I'm all for gameplay mechanics and nuances and depth. That was one of the things we got rid of some depth.
Send in another crew to hold the post once things calm down. Right now, I need you to get to...
Gosh, damn, I heard them running like a mile away.
Events and elements in the game. The addition of musical cues help distinguish these events and diminish player confusion.
See, so they at least did a great job.
Hey, they did something for you.
Yeah.
I need you to get me part of this.
In playtests, people were often confused by certain events and elements in the game. The addition of musical cues help distinguish these events and diminish player confusion.
Players who leave the music on are treated to a variety of subtle audio cues that not only deepen the horror experience, but make them better players.
And you know, it added a lot of atmosphere. I hear a lot of people bitch about this.
We base the music on what the player is actually experiencing and not on what we want them to experience.
And that's what's crazy. like, I guess they must have lost the lead developer. I'm assuming in Back 4 Blood this is not there.
Yeah, nah. I wouldn't like that. I would have to turn that off.
Yeah, nothing. Or who knows, maybe they did have the developers to focus on whatever's going on. Like
they probably fired. They probably lay off the audio guy. They're like, oh wait, we actually need an audio guy.
So it's 100% Left 4 Dead, 100% gets the point. Like, at the end of the day, like I said, Left 4 Dead in every aspect outside of the feel is just straight up better. So, some people are just more sensitive. Like, to me, obviously, someone who plays a lot of games and plays fighting games specifically, I am very sensitive to how a game feels.
Left 4 Dead has a
mainly just
multi-track system per
no,
player
everything. Like, everything has animation, dog. Everything.
No. I'm just saying that you are the only... You're a gamer, but only a fighter gamer.
Bro, I play everything. Dude, fighting is for the last genre I get into.
Oh, we were talking about GTA in the beginning, right? Within the last 6 hours. Last time I had checked you have yet to hop on GTA.
Dude, I beat it the other day. What are you talking about?
Are you really? For real?
Yeah.
When tank battles occurred in large outdoor spaces, it was far less effective. To offset this vulnerability,
my apologies.
I mean, again, they already have this pre-built.
Gosh, damn.
I did found that a bit cheap, but you know what? I'll take it over. What is this? What is this?
There, easy now.
Okay, the healing is whatever. It's not bad. Minus that they don't really react to it, but I think it's fine.
One more scar for the collection.
I don't think, like,
this looks janky.
I need to see the needles.
For the real, what is this? That is wow, yeah.
That is.
See, again, because they don't have to actually put in the work. At the end of the day, I'm just saying what I am is these guys aren't. Again, maybe I could be over-exaggerating. Who knows? Maybe they lost someone. Maybe they got too much for a deadline. Wow, it just gives me the impression that, like, oh, these guys are only modders. So that's how they started. They were definitely modders.
And we're taking it back.
They modded fucking Source Engine.
While there are hundreds of infected types mobbing the player in Left 4 Dead, there are only 4 survivors.
So you know what?
To make sure these 4 stood up to close scrutiny over many hours of playtime,
prove that Valve
we decided
Left
to use
4 Dead. You know
photographic
what?
faces and wardrobe.
I think I just proved his point. You win this time, Crowbcat.
We started out by casting 4 individuals who fit the general design concepts we had created for our characters.
Sweet shot.
The talent was guided through a matrix of facial expressions.
Okay, let's do it.
Creating a complete catalog of movements and expressions for each character.
And again, how much of that was already pre-baked into Valve and they just chose
This is an invaluable resource for our modelers and animators when they start to recreate these expressions in 3-dimensional
Again, that's why they don't know animation. It's already pre-built. So when you have to actually make it on your own, they're like, we have no idea how to do this. Because that shit takes hours, bro.
Ooh, nice.
Imagine doing it back then when your computer was booty walking. And you had Windows XP. Now they got perspective. We are spoiled where I can literally just be like, drag, drop, alright, I'm gonna go home. I did my job.
Well, because technology got better, so we expect better quality.
One of our goals when designing the 4 survivors was
to
to
that,
have
right?
a
like there was like no facial animation in that
group
shit.
of real-world characters
just move their hand,
who fit in
mouth
the
and call it a day.
post-apocalyptic storyline, but that also have heroic and aspirational qualities.
They're changing. God damn it, Bill! Oh, it stinks.
Also, the characters are better. You know what? I will
Bill
say
was a challenging design problem when it came to finding
guy.
the correct balance between realism
And I do remember
and
these funny
idealism.
lines in this game.
In our first attempts, we made him look a bit too old and frail, which made him seem physically incapable of fighting against the Horde. In our final design, we balanced the character backstory and the aspirational qualities, portraying Bill as a once heroic army veteran, who though older and wiser, can still excel at physical combat.
Yeah, clearly.
And that's Mom. At least that's what we call her because she's tough, doesn't take shit from anybody, and always knows exactly what to say.
Welcome to the shit show.
Yep, that's me. My name is Holly.
I hate
just
these.
your
This is
run-of-the-mill
so
college kid with a baseball bat. But I can also be a real softie on
Cares about characters. You just
process behind designing Zoe's character
you don't
wasn't
think
as
about the
straightforward
characters.
as
You
the
think
other
about
two.
you being in it,
Developing
right?
a
Am I the only
young
one who
female
does that?
You're not wrong. No, I agree. I
isn't
think in
easy
a
with
lot
a
of
backstory
aspects, that's
like
why like
hers.
silent protagonists
Someone's
exist.
still
Like
alive.
absolutely, you're not
She had
wrong
to be
with that.
attractive
But when
and
they
worn
actually
down
have
at the same time.
characters,
She needed
you
to be
know,
tough
it
and
is
able to
a
hold her own, even though she's occasionally
I
terrified.
feel like, but here's the thing: in FPS games, like you could even in COD, like, yeah, I'm playing as Mason, for example, Call of Duty. But when you are playing in that mode, you're not Mason. You're you in Vietnam. So I agree with you, right? I feel like that's why third-person games are better for character because you're constantly reminded that is not you. So you're absolutely right, Vile. Like totally. But at the end of the day, who are you seeing when you're not in the first-person perspective? And then you're reminded when you get in a cutscene, you're like, oh, this is who I'm playing. You know.
For Uncharted, I was Drake.
Her readability was also something we had to take into consideration.
While we were developing Left 4 Dead, we shipped a game called TF2.
That's the reason why literally
horror
you are
in a multiplayer environment. We also wanted to push harder on
because again, most people think they're more capable than they actually are. That's why in horror games it's better to be third person because then you realize, oh, it's some weak, frail ass dude. Oh, I'm some random chick. Just the fact that it's a chick, right? Like chicks know they're inherently like, yo, I'm not fucking Chad. That's right. Like, again, you play a horror game and you fucking put Chris Boulder's Redfield. Who the fuck is getting that scared? Nobody really. You know, you're a girl, you're like, oh, I'm fucking Chris, I'm a fuck shit up. But if me, a Chad, I'm like, yeah, man, I can beat zombies. And you give me this 12-year-old girl, I'm like, I'm terrified. I am a 12-year-old girl. I ain't beating shit. And if you put it in first person, to a degree, you can't really feel that. As far as you know, I'm just a little Doomslayer with funny little hands, you know?
Funny little hands.
I think in a sense, first person is definitely more immersive, for sure. And I think in certain horror games, where you have absolutely no power, works. But the second you start giving them a gun, third person is better for horror, you know, because now you're in combat, and at the end of the day, everyone thinks they're more competent than they actually are. But if you show the person, and then the person is someone really weak, fragile, whatever, then immediately you're like, damn, I'm fucked, you know.
Damn, dude.
Correction. So one of the last things we're doing with the game before we ship it is we're redoing all of the survivor characters.
Four characters were designed as a unit, so that while they stand out together from the rest of the world, their strong silhouettes and color contrast provide clear reads for each individually, yet a signal team. We wanted to conjure four survivors that would resonate realistically, and thereby complete a horrifically rendered vision of the zombie apocalypse, which you, the player, now find yourself in.
That's why we have this thing called versus mode, where you can play 4 survivors playing as humans with 4 infected. This time it's humans.
Right, see, I hate when people say, "Oh, it's like, dude, I didn't even know Left 4 Dead." I know Resident Evil had a mode like this since way back, but I didn't know Left 4 Dead actually was one of those. Damn, that's crazy. I didn't even know.
In fact, to try to stop them.
I thought Dying Light was one of those.
You want to jump into that and talk about that newly announced experience?
Or, you know, like someone's a monster.
Is that a lot of
you queue up with 3 of your friends. You go into and you're playing a best of 3. So you play 2 rounds, and it's whoever lasts the longest on the cleaner side is the winner.
So it's not going to be quite the entire campaign where people make their way from level to level and it's
Man, all these people are not even in the gaming industry no more.
Designed around the swarm mode, and then you're just going to have to survive longer.
That's fair enough. Yeah, no one's playing your shit, then that's
by
something.
people who had Left 4 Dead is, you know, what's different enough about this to justify it being a new sequel. So we've spent a lot of time talking about what the scope is, both artistically and in terms of the scale.
Fun fact, the reason why Left 4 Dead was mainly made, the second one, is because the first one was so buggy and barely put together. The second one, that's why, like, that's why the first one is basically unmoddable. I seen this, I was like, oh, interesting. And the second
Are you talking about times when you couldn't patch things?
That too, but even, I mean, now Gabe Newell's involved personally. Same with Counter-Strike originally. But the second, this is what Gabe Smart's okay, let the modders do them. You know, like, all right, cool. And it's like, the sequel comes out, all right, now I'm personally involved. I'll give it my personal Gaben touch. And he's not wrong. Counter-Strike Global Offensive, better than the older ones. Left 4 Dead 4, objectively way better than or Left 4 Dead 2 is better than 1. And part of it, mods. That's why 2 is more moddable, because it has far better code. And is more well put together.
How the gameplay
but at the end of the day, it has the Dead Rising 2 problem where the core problems of 1 are still
and doing anything
there.
we could to make sure that our fans, who are the reason that we exist, the reason that we have a business, understood why Left 4 Dead 2 was a really positive evolution, rather than just us trying to come up with a way of, you know, stripping money out of a successful and popular game.
Who the hell was an evac station?
Maybe the helicopter. Maybe it's made of chocolate.
See, like that.
He's like, you said that because of what? What the heck?
You know, I think that is a fair. Normally, I know I have said earlier mods, but like, I think for Left 4 Dead, that is 100%. The first one was not moddable. Second one, yeah. And to me, that's what I said. I think. But the thing is, even with this mod, I think still shooting the zombies doesn't feel great. So it will make Left 4 Dead 2 a better game even for me. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yo, this is
that launch for sure. Yeah.
But if I want to watch videos, I'm watching Back 4 Blood videos. I'm watching Left 4 Dead videos.
If you listen closely, you can
hear
my
it's just funny as hell. I think as a content creator, Left 4 Dead is 1000% better. That's not an argument. Like, what the who's sitting here? Yo, I'm watching Back 4 Blood streamer.
And they signed us back.
That one guy sounded like clockwork.
Decided he was done running his own studio.
Here to talk about the co-op.
But anyways, I think that my point has been going on for 42 minutes.
You can pull people back around the corners that they thought they'd already got past, and it's a really interesting space for that, for versus
infeasible before because of the debugging cost.
What we did was we used blood splats to differentiate similar textures and added some grind to them.
Also, yeah, I think they just.
The goal of the director was to create kind of peaks and valleys.
I think he's showing that they did change.
Horror film.
Moby goes on to lead art direction for Team Fortress 2, then works on titles such as Left 4 Dead.
But also.
Oh, see, look, he said Team Fortress. I'm pretty sure the Team Fortress guy ain't working on fucking Left 4 Dead 2. So you know what this is? I think part of this is the Mega Man scandal. Anyone who's know, so apparently one of the I forgot the dude is like he's one of the quote directors and did some stuff. I forgot what his name was, but he worked for Capcom and he was apparently everyone thinks he's the creator of Mega Man. He's not. He's only co-directed and did some small stuff. Then he takes the credit as the Mega Man creator and everyone thinks, oh, the game's gonna be great. And then when it comes out, it's like, well, he's not an actual dude, and the people working underneath him. It matters. You can be a director, but the people who work under you matter just as much. You know, good example. Look at Platinum Games. They're basically just Capcom because a lot of the dudes, Hideki Kamiya, Shinji Mikami, you know, they are two of the most people responsible for Resident Evil. If you ever wondered why Resident Evil 4 and 5 feel so different, in 4, Hideki Kamiya and Shinji Mikami were working on 4, but Shinji Mikami was the lead. And in 5, Shinji left, but Hideki Kamiya was left. That's why you see the direction, but also something's missing. And then after 5, none of them are left. That's why Resident Evil hasn't felt the same since 5. We've lost 2 of the biggest directors for the Resident Evil franchise. So people don't understand, what this is. No, it matters who's working on the game. It 100% matters, even down to something as small as animator or level designer. And it seems, now we got our answer that none of these people are working on the fucking game. Dude, some of them seem from other games, like Left 4 Dead 2 specifically. Credits, and they're not there, let me guess. Oh, only... Damn, okay. Good job, crowbcat. You know what? You get an A+ on this one. I thought he was making a point Left 4 Dead. Like, no, he's just straight up saying, like, Back 4 Blood. So at this point, he's agreeing with me that Left 4 Dead is ass, so is Back 4 Blood, but Left 4 Dead is only better because Valve carried it. I agree with that statement if that's what you're making. Good job, crowbcat. I thought here you were going to have an L, but I agree with you. The creators of Evolve! Oh, shit! It's not a masterpiece, though. I'll see, at least he's not, see, look, he just said one statement, and it is a correct statement. crowbcat, you're correct. That is wrong. It is not a masterpiece. It is not. Even the Left 4 Dead creators will tell you it's not a masterpiece. Because it isn't. It feels like shit to hit things. And here's the thing. If he critiques any part of it, it says masterpiece. I'm sorry. You cannot sit here and be like, it's a masterpiece, but it has this part. Like, no. To me, a masterpiece is well, it's not. Nothing's flawless, right? But you can't sit here and name a glaring problem to me. Like Dead Rising 2 and all of... They are good, but they do have glaring problems that 100% can steer people away. And to me, if you have a problem, even if it's one, but it's enough to make someone go, I'm a head out, you have definitely failed as a masterpiece for a game. There is no argument in that. I think we can all agree. Again, like I said, here's the best thing. Why is Call of Duty one of the most successful franchises, right? Even the old developer said, we have a steady, consistent 60 FPS during an era when 30 FPS was the standard. And they were like, no, we will focus. Like, we can make the game look good, but god damn it, this bitch better run smooth as shit. And most people don't. And even, I remember back in the people say, man, just Call of Duty just feels better. They didn't know. They could explain it, but they're like, I like playing COD because it feels better. Other shooters feel like shit. And guess what? That's one of the reasons why COD players, like, for as brain dead as they are, they're kind of right. Like, very few games actually. I mean, now more so because we've aged far and well. But back then, there was a reason COD players only played COD. Very few, if any, games felt as good as COD. And say what you want about how repetitive they are. Man, I'm not talking about now. Now they're just absolute trash. But back in the day, oh, it's the same game, but different skin. You say all you want, but at the end of the day, it felt fucking good to play that shit. And that's what matters number one in a video game. How do you feel good to play? But regardless, he's right. I still ain't touching Left 4 Dead 4, though. Or Left 4 Dead 2 or 1. It just feels like shit. It's in my mind. I got PTSD. I'm like, this feels like booty water. I'm going to stick to Resident Evil and Killing Floor. But what are our final thoughts, besties?
Clockwork, please.
No, you go first.
All right. So I think both sides are pretty good, pretty decent. I would say that if I had to choose one to play forever, right? Like, let's say I have one opportunity, right? Mm-hmm. Someone comes up to me and they're like, listen, you could never play this game in your life. If you play this game in your life, you will die, right? Okay. You could only choose one of these games to play if you ever want to play. Which one are you choosing? I first need to Google to see if Back 4 Blood got some mods, because if they got better mods than...
They don't. I doubt it. I'm going to be honest, I doubt it. I don't think their mods are as good as Left 4 Dead. I doubt it. I really do.
They might.
Why? Here's the reason why. Clearly not that many people like Back 4 Blood. That's obviously evident, right? That's number one. Ouch. You don't have enough people who care. 2, Left 4 Dead is older. It's a legacy title. People like it a lot. And because it's a legacy, that means people still make mods. People make videos. Like, come on, dude. There is literally fucking the little dudes from Fall Guys. That's recent. People are still modding it to this day. And it has and it's easy as fuck to mod. Whereas Back 4 Blood, homie, it plays at 30 FPS on a PS4 Pro. What makes you think someone with a modern... Like, I'm talking about true modern, not the new ones. Like, someone with a 1060, because that's the only thing they can buy in this economy, is going to run mods for Back 4 Blood. Even if there were any, what makes you think they can run it? You know? I doubt there's that many mods. I doubt anyone's really modding it. Even now, I think it's dead.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Good luck fucking making it run. That's why I'm like, nah. As far as modding, no. That's why I think I kind of see where you're going with this. Go back with your statement. Sorry.
There is no mods. No mods. I repeat, there is
I didn't hear shit. I don't see no Back 4 Blood mods. I've never seen a single one. Fuck.
So I guess I had to go with. I was actually hoping I could go for Back 4 Blood, but that's just because it's the latest and it's
right.
But I do see all reviews are mixed. The recent reviews are mostly positive, but who knows how that happened exactly.
I mean, because they improved it. Like I said, most of that stuff is actually fixed from last I played, but that door shit's still there.
The price is still ridiculous, though. They're still trying to make so much money out of that.
See, there's just banking on Left 4 Dead sims who are in denial. That's what that is. But let me guess, you would say if I had to choose one, I choose Left 4 Dead. Is that what you're saying?
I choose Left 4 Dead, yeah.
You know what? For as much as I will say this, I think the game will feel, but I like that you brought that up too. Like, if I had to choose, it's like base vanilla. Obviously, I'd go Back 4 Blood. It's not a question. But with mods, I'm like, yeah, no, mods really just can change an experience. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's probably a mod that can make it feel better.
Vanilla.
So like we're talking vanilla, no Back 4 Blood all the way. But
really,
mods, Left 4 Dead.
Interesting.
Codes, are you there? Add your 2 cents, prick.
Hell, you could add $100.
Shit, whatever. Regardless, that will be it. Anything else you want to end off with that? Because clearly this guy's AFK.
Yeah,
it could be a long ass fucking video. I don't intend to be this. Man, I gotta edit all the quiet spots, which is a pain, but worth it because I don't want to. I mean, obviously it's meant to be long in the first place, but or still, if I can make it short, it's my philosophy. If I can make something shorter, I will, even if it's by like a minute. I'm with it. But hey, guys, thanks to you for watching. Leave your comments, thoughts, ideas. Blah, blah, blah. We're gonna do probably a bit more like this. Like I said, the second video for this one, but yeah.